Putting that sushi jackknife in your hand.
In your head or in your hand?
Either one.
Oh, I kind of...
One of them seems more provocative than the other.
The recorder. Don't lean on the recorder, Justin. That clinking sound you hear in the background are the ice cubes in my bourbon. That slurpy sound you hear right in your face, that's Nathan's tea.
Tazo. We're back to Tazo.
We won back our sponsor.
Zen.
Tazo Zen, baby. Tazo Zen. Drink Tazo Zen. You can go to tazozen.com.
You can't go. I mean, you can go there if you want, but
for a free case of Tazo tea.
Just tweet at Tazo. Their Twitter is at Tazo.
At Tazo, yeah.
Just tweet at them saying, "Hey, Sushi Jackknife, good move, guys."
Yeah, great spot, great advertising. I don't know what you call that. So I was just at the liquor store purchasing this bourbon.
Right.
First of all, I just want to talk about how it's packaged.
In a bottle.
In a bottle, but it's a plastic bottle.
Right.
Anytime I drink out of a plastic bottle, I feel like an alcoholic.
The only way you would look more like an alcoholic is if that was still in a paper bag.
Okay. And
so you took it out of the paper bag.
I did.
You're halfway there. You put it in a glass. That's a step up.
A rocks glass at that, and I do have...
There's ice
cubes in there.
Yeah, alcoholics usually don't. I mean, I would assume take the time for the ice.
That's true. Yeah, it's not an experience so much as a need, really.
Right. There's not a lot of prep time.
Right. Just get it in my body, please. Please.
It's like me with coffee.
Right.
In the morning, everyone else, they put their creamer in, they get some sugar, maybe put a little bit of Splenda. Maybe some stevia.
I like stevia in my coffee.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh, we'll talk about this.
Me, I'm like, give it to me black. I'm going to chug it as much as I can without burning my mouth. And then we're going to repeat the process in 2 hours.
You have pits in your esophagus that are just burned out craters from hot coffee going down.
Oh, yeah.
You're the reason for the warnings on McDonald's coffee.
They thought about just putting Nathan warning this is hot.
Right.
But they thought maybe that was a little bit too specific.
Nathan Badley, this is for you. This coffee is hot. Stevia in coffee is not a bad thing.
No, stevia in coffee is a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Let me tell you why.
I would love to hear your bullet points.
Coffee by itself is delicious.
Agreed.
If you put stevia in it, it has a weird aftertaste. I can't even describe it. It's like drinking socks. Dirty socks.
It has never tasted like that to me. It does taste bitter.
Oh, it's bad. It's just very bad.
To your point, though, and I will concede, to your point, it's definitely something I had to do about 50 times before I liked it.
See, that's not... I don't want to do that in life.
You don't want to train for the experience.
Now, I don't hate stevia as a rule.
Okay, just
have you had the Zevia soda beverages?
Yes, I have. Very much so.
I'm a big fan of those. Maybe
I like those.
Maybe next time we do a podcast, I'll drink one of those instead of a tea.
I like that.
Switch it up.
Can we both have one?
No.
We can't both have one?
No.
I wonder...
It's just kind of my thing.
I wonder how that would be with this bourbon. I wonder if you could do like the ginger ale. They have a Zevia ginger ale. The cream soda ain't bad.
I like, mostly because I like saying it, the Dr. Zevia.
Oh yeah, the Dr. Zevia.
Mama, have a Dr. Zevia.
Dr. Zevia sounds like he would take your liver out with a laser.
You don't want to trust Dr. Zevia.
In Bangalore or something, yeah. No, don't. He's definitely a comic book villain.
He's going to experiment on you as soon as you're out.
Oh, absolutely.
There's going to be some sort of experiment. You're going to wake up and your index fingers are switched or something.
Oh,
and
that would be disturbing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dr. Zevia, that's what he does.
Okay, here's my question to that. If they're switched, do they still both work?
Yeah. No, they work.
Okay, they're just...
But you're just going to be looking at your hand and you're like, wait...
That ain't
My
right.
finger is curving the other way.
Right.
It used to
curve the opposite way.
It used to be kind of left leaning here, and now it's going.
I wonder if you could come up with some sort of mechanism where I could pop them off and rotate them, and
maybe
pop them back, because I have this super dry skin on the edge, because I have dishpan hands.
Right.
I don't know if you know this.
No, well, I do now.
I do dishes. So for people at random,
just walk around.
Drop me an email, and I'll come do your dishes, and we'll podcast.
Hey, are you done with that? Can I wash that
Can
for
I wash
you?
That?
I need something to do.
I need to be done. I really want to be done. So it would be helpful if I could rotate my index fingers, one side could heal, and then you know what I'm saying.
I mean, he probably could, but it's going to mess up your golf swing.
Zevia.
Your golf swing's not going to be the same after that.
I don't play golf.
Well, you won't after that. That's for sure.
So at the liquor store, not only did I run into my next door neighbor, who I think had already been drinking. Sweet lady.
Which, is this the next door neighbor that yelled at me about my car?
Yes.
Okay.
But she's nicer usually.
Well, she wasn't that mean.
That time?
No.
Okay.
But she was abrasive. We'll say she was nice, but abrasive.
Well, tonight she was sweetly abrasive about me moving the garbage cans out of the street.
Well, at least she talked to you about it instead of wrote you a note.
Right. Yeah, right. She's direct, at least, yeah. And I learned that she leaves out little bottles of water for the garbage guys, and because of that, they take the cans back to her where she keeps them beside her house.
For a bottle of water, they move it?
And I said, I'm up in the game. I said, I'm putting a Coca-Cola out there, and she said, well, I'm putting out a Gatorade, and I said, I'm putting out a bottle of liquor.
Uh-huh.
And guess who won?
You?
I won. Yeah.
So if she gets the garbage cans moved by putting water out there,
right?
If you were to put liquor out there, you could come home and your entire house might be painted or something. That might be mowing your lawn.
Because I think the way this works is a small thing yields an exponential result.
Exactly.
With garbage men.
Right.
Yeah. Exponential garbage men.
I read about it online.
It's a thing. It's on. There's a Wikipedia page. It must be real.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, okay, a couple more little quick anecdotes from my 15-minute trip to the liquor store. It was only 15 minutes because she and we talked.
Right.
And I was trying to decide what I wanted. And it's always a difficult decision because I like a lot of things.
Right.
I want to try things, but it's always like, I don't,
It's weird that it's that difficult of a decision for you because it seems like you always make the same decision for the most part.
What? No, that's not true.
I will say at least 60% of the time you make the same decision.
The bourbon decision?
Yeah, the Jim Beam bourbon decision.
Oh, yeah, I do like Jim Beam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, you thought about it, and then you went, well, I like my comfort zone.
Yeah, I'll just shoot for that. You know what's funny, though, is I run through all the criteria in my head while I'm attempting to make this decision.
Right.
And the criteria are, well, I want something that will taste pretty good.
Okay.
I want something that is not too expensive. So I usually want something in a small bottle. Now, this liquor store is not a good liquor store. They have a very small selection. And everything's like $2 more than it should be. Right. So, and a nice but occasionally angry man works there. Tonight he was angry, not at me, but he was angry. So that's how. If I
worked in a liquor store like that, I feel like I would be angry too. I feel like it's justifiably.
Oh yeah,
angry.
Well, that family owns that whole little block. They own the Subway.
Really?
Yeah, the liquor store and the little convenience store.
So they owned the whole thing, and he got shoved in the liquor store. He could have gone to any of the other
establishments.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I would not have picked Subway. I probably would have picked the convenience store.
He could have been a sandwich artist.
Yeah.
An artist.
This is leading me down this whole path with this liquor store. This is a little microcosm.
It happens.
So I don't know where these guys are from, but they all seemingly are related. You know what I mean? And I finally asked one day. I said, "Is everyone?" And they're like, "Yeah." So I think they had like weird cousin guy working at the liquor store for a while.
Okay.
And he was like. All these guys are like Arabic, right? And this dude was like hippie Arabic dude, which I've never seen before. You know what I mean? Not to be racist, but I'd never encountered.
They don't go together.
They don't usually go together. Right. But he was like, he had like the braided hemp necklace with like the funky mushroom on it. He had like the big, like, I don't know what you call it, the like kind of Rastafarian hat.
Right. The big like poofy, almost stocking cap kind of
thing.
Page boy. I know what you're talking about.
A bag on his head, basically.
Yeah.
And he was always talking about just crazy random stuff, Native Americans and da-da-da-da. Anyway, half the time you came, he was always outside smoking, and then he would like let you walk in the store, and then he'd follow you in after, like, once he was done.
Right.
So he and I had some interesting encounters. He was cool, but he's gone now. I bet they had to have fired him. Either that or he's on the road with fish or something.
Well, that's possible.
But tonight, this guy comes in, and he seems a little maybe agitated. And he walks in, and he has an exchange with the guy at the counter, and he's like, oh, I need some more change. So he's like, I'm going to go outside and get some more change. So he goes outside. We continue talking. He comes back in, and he's like, I got to get something for my uncle. I don't even drink. And he just kind of kept saying that. And he got whatever it was, and I don't drink. He's like, because I don't know about this stuff. I don't drink. And he, as he's walking out the door, this is what sold it to me. He said, Mr. Medicinal, that's my name. And I'm like, I usually can't respond in situations like that because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What does that mean?
That's the assistant to Dr. Zevia.
Mr. Medicinal.
Yeah, Mr. Medicinal.
Right. He's the pharmacist.
Yeah, you want to go see Mr. Medicinal. He'll take care of that for you. I'm Dr. Zevia.
Zevia, take this prescription. And Dr. Zevia gives out all of his prescriptions on a can of Dr. Zevia. Right. Very vain.
Right.
Dr. Zevia. Mr. Medicinal and Dr. Zevia. Mr. Medicinal, that's my name. And he's walking out the door, and he pushes it with his back, and he leaves. And then the second that he leaves, the shopkeep is like, he's like, nobody asked your name. And I was like... like very dark, like very like KGB kind of, like no one asked your name. Like, I'm gonna murder you later. Oh, I'm so glad I had this experience.
That's a lot more interesting than my evening.
What has your evening been so far? Elaborate. I'm pouring more bourbon.
Well, I exercised because I do that now.
That's good.
Yeah, and ate dinner, and that's about it. Watched the TV.
That's good. Did you guys ever eat the NutriBullet queso salsa?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
It tasted okay.
It was fine.
Everything that comes out of the NutriBullet tastes exactly okay.
Really?
Nothing tastes terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm never craving more of it when I'm done.
Nothing tastes good.
The worst we've had.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing a diet thing,
right,
with it, where we have a smoothie for breakfast, and then for lunch we have another smoothie, along with something else, whatever. So
wait, something else.
Well, it depends.
Okay,
today I cheated. I had a wrap.
Okay,
because the other option was week-old wild rice salad.
Okay. So that's some sort of solid food.
Yeah, none of it has meat, by the way.
Okay.
I'm like an accidental vegetarian lately.
Got it.
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm just a bad vegetarian.
Yeah, you're a bad vegetarian.
Yeah.
I'm an accidental one. I hate it. I don't want to be one.
Right.
I see no value in it.
Indeed.
I mean, I do for everyone else, just not me.
Right.
Because I like turkey. I like the meat.
Turkey is edible.
Yeah. Anyway. So the worst thing we've had was the smoothie this morning, which, according to my lovely wife, was going to be a strawberry lemonade smoothie.
Okay.
But what it turned out to be was just lemon.
Oh.
Like, it just tasted like shoving a lemon, peel and all, directly in your mouth.
Okay.
And biting into it and
just was it kind of thick? Was it kind of...
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
but it was the most depressing. Like, I'm just sitting there drinking it, going, this is my morning meal.
Oh, God. I feel so bad for you.
I'm just drinking a full lemon right now for my meal.
It's so good that we don't work together because I would be horrible for your diet.
Why?
Well, so we have a sort of intern now.
Okay.
Who comes on Thursdays. 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Dozen donuts from Dunkin'.
Just one day?
1 day a week.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Well, but
I can ignore a dozen donuts 1 day a week.
You can do it 1 day?
Oh, easily.
Okay, then you can come on Thursdays.
We have someone at my office, one of the managers has brought in donuts multiple times.
Okay.
And then the other day, someone, and I still don't know where these came from, there were just like 2 trays of pastries. You know the pastries with the little fruit
like
filling in the middle? Yeah.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah. And then by the time I went back by, all that was left was cherry. It's like someone had piled all of the cherry onto one of the trays.
Oh, wow.
And it's just this sad pile
The rare moment that cherry is undesirable.
Yeah, it's a pile of rejected pastries. Just
Nothing
the
worse
saddest pastries you've ever seen.
Emo pastries.
If you looked closely, you could see little glazed tears. Little glazed tears falling down. Oh, it's bad.
I have a quick story about pastries. Whoa. Pastries. There should be a segment on every show where it's like Justin mispronounces something. I've been going back and listening, and I'm like cafeteria.
I think that's called the Sushi Jackknife Podcast. That's the entire...
Justin mispronounces something?
Yeah, that's the entire thing.
And everything rhymes with orange. Quick story about pastries. One of my earliest jobs... I think I was like 19 maybe. Yeah, 18, 19. I worked at a hotel. I worked at a Best Western in Ellijay, Georgia, which is where I grew up. Little town that gets busy once a year for this festival thing.
Just
Apple
once.
Festival. Just once a year, yeah.
For an Apple Festival?
Apple Festival.
A lot of people coming to the Apple Festival?
Oh, big deal. Big deal. Lots of cider.
How many people come in?
Thousands.
For the Apple Festival?
For the Apple Festival, yeah. I'm not kidding. Actually, it's kind of fun.
Well, I'm sure it's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun.
But is it fun enough for me to travel to go to it?
Only if you're going with me, because then we could do other fun stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there apple butter?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, then I'm going.
There's apple everything.
I'm going now.
Okay, all right.
I'm just going to go camp out and wait.
There's probably like apple Vaseline. I don't know. There's everything.
I don't know what that would be like, but I'm for it.
You just smear
I'm pro that.
You smear some apple Vaseline in your mouth, and then you've got a little bit with you all day. They extract the natural petroleum that lives inside apples. This is going to solve our gas crisis, guys. Anyway. Bourbon is the answer. So, anyway, what the hell was I? Oh, working at the Best Western.
Right.
So, once a year we get busy. Rest of the year, happy, crazy, fun times.
Okay.
All right. We had a breakfast bar. In case you don't know, if you go to a hotel like this, you really shouldn't expect much. Everything's frozen. Some kid who was probably just, scratching his belly or something, puts all that stuff out on a plate like an hour before you get up. I was this kid, right. So I know. Yeah. Never washes his hands,
No.
And eats half of it. And that's what I did. We had these little poppy seed muffins.
Okay.
Which I consumed.
I'm familiar with those.
In units of 30.
Okay.
They were mini.
Well, that's not a good idea.
It wasn't
bad
healthy.
for you.
No. And then we had these Danishes with the little circle of the fruit. They were so great. And sometimes I couldn't wait for them to thaw enough even for me to eat them.
From my experience in life, this is how it works.
Right.
Those pastries, they always come with cream cheese.
Yes.
Maybe a lemon. Mm-hmm. There's always some weird apple thing that is there, and then there's cherry.
Yeah.
So the cream cheese has always gone first.
Absolutely.
The lemon has gone really quick, and I've never figured that one out.
Me neither.
The apple goes away, except maybe like one sad one, and then the cherry just sits there and no one ever eats it.
Why? Cherry is, in most situations, cherry is so desirable.
if it was real cherry flavored.
Okay,
maybe.
Point taken.
But it's the maraschino.
I like maraschino, though.
Oh.
Point untaken.
Ugh.
You don't like maraschino? I
feel like when I eat it, my blood is just getting thicker while I eat it. It's just, it's so bad.
So sugary, you mean? Yeah, that's true.
I feel diabetes. Like, I feel the diabetes creeping in.
This is something I wanted to talk about. Diabetes. How to get diabetes in a day. A manual from Sushi Jackknife. And basically all you have to do is follow me around because I eat like shit. Okay. All the time. And somehow I don't have it yet. I'm sure I will someday. And we can talk about that then. When that occurs.
You're in the South. If you get it, everyone will go, well, that just makes sense.
You're part of the club. And I am a Southerner, too.
Welcome to the 85% of us that have it.
Hi, Paula Dean. I didn't know you'd be here. I should have known. Oh, wait. This isn't the racist club, is it?
You have to double check that if Paula Dean shows up.
You do with Paula Dean, yeah. Oh, man. Bless her heart, which in the South means everything from go to hell to bless her heart.
Yeah. I've never, not being from the South.
You're a Westerner.
I've never fully understood that
bless her heart?
That whole phenomenon.
It's just a turn of phrase.
Okay, so everyone says that people from the South are nicer.
Right.
I don't know that they're nicer.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just more willing to talk about you behind your back and not say anything to your face.
Yeah, that's true.
Hence the
bless
their heart.
Whoever's heart. Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Bless
her heart. She's brain damaged. Bless her heart. She's the dumbest person I've ever met.
Bless her heart. She's so ugly the devil would turn her down.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
No, you're absolutely right about that, and it took, even being born and raised, it took me a while to figure that out. But it's true. Bless their heart is.
It's really the rudest thing you can say.
Borderline an insult. Yeah.
It's never. Oh, bless her heart. She's really nice. I like her.
Well, then they don't need their heart blessed.
No, you don't have to bless their heart.
Right.
You're assuming their heart has already been blessed.
And sometimes it gets shorter. It's just, bless him. Bless him. Bless her. Bless him.
See, I feel like that's even... I've never heard that. That feels like it's worse.
More in a churchy context sometimes. But churchy people will say that more.
Right.
But bless their heart is really that. It's just a thinly veiled insult.
Oh, it's not even veiled, really.
No, and you can... it's kind of like saying, like, take back or something.
There's a lady at work that does this. And it will always be along the lines of, well, bless her heart, she tries.
Right, that's a perfect
and just
example.
Trails off. Just trails off.
That's a perfect example because that's exactly how it
tries. She tries. It's
Forrest. He tried.
There's no.
Bless his heart. He tried.
There's never any positive thing that will come after.
No, it's and here's the thing. We're not nicer.
Obviously
we're not. We just keep up better appearances, much like the British. You see what I'm saying?
So the Southern are like the British of America.
Yeah, we were always the Tories too. Like in the early days of the colonies. Right. I know this because we studied Georgia history. That was a class. I'll leave it at that.
I took Kansas history.
You guys had Kansas history?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'd feel a little bit better. I thought we only did that because we were backwater.
When I lived in Oklahoma briefly as a small child, we had Oklahoma history.
Oh, good. This was like a whole class.
Yeah.
Though.
Would you like? Well, I mean, I was in like first grade, so
I was in like fifth.
No, it wasn't a whole class.
Georgia history, you have to be a little more. You have to be a little older to handle the stuff that
basically
in Georgia.
Well, you should be for the Oklahoma history. This is the summary of Oklahoma history. So, Indians. That's it. That's the whole thing.
So that happened.
Yeah. So they came here. They didn't want to be here.
We played a big role in that too. I mean, the Trail of Tears goes right through the area I grew up in. Like, right. The place where people walked until they died. You know what I mean?
See, that's the entire... In Oklahoma, that's all of the state history.
Right.
There's not anything good that's ever happened in Oklahoma state history.
Yeah.
Even modern history...
is bad.
All you got is like the Oklahoma City bombing.
Oh,
what else happened in Oklahoma?
Yeah,
that's it.
Point. Good point. Okay, all right. Let's quickly for a minute here, and let's just cover this topic. What happened to the Native Americans in this country is basically like a little American Holocaust. It's on that level.
Yeah,
it's on that level. It's that bad.
Yeah,
not really we, but the early settlers.
Yeah, I would like it on the record that I had nothing.
Yeah,
personally to do with it. That was someone way before.
I was not alive in the 1800s.
I don't think probably any of my relatives had anything to do with it either, because they were so poor and destitute that they were actually probably below the Native Americans on the totem pole.
See, that's where
if you'll pardon the analogy.
On the totem pole. Good one. Well, that saves me too, actually, because I know for a fact that my family were all like sharecroppers and this sort of thing.
I have a relative that legend has it was a horse thief and was hung for horse thievery.
Hung by the neck until dead?
I assume. I mean, I doubt it was till seriously injured. Till slightly maimed.
Hung by the neck until annoyed.
Guys, it's itchy.
Oh, this really sucks.
Can't you get a softer rope?
I'm trying to update my iOS. So here. God, that leads me down so many paths, this conversation. So yeah, Trail of Tears right through where I grew up. We covered the hotel. We covered the Apple Festival.
Yeah.
Georgia history. This is what I wanted to get back to.
Okay.
Do you know that Coca-Cola was invented in Georgia?
Do I ever?
Do you know?
I do.
You do, definitely. Okay, good.
That's why the Coca-Cola museum and largest area of soda fountains I've ever seen is located in Atlanta.
Isn't that something? We went there at least 3 times for field trips.
Well, absolutely.
Well, it was great. It was great. And you have... So what we're talking about is the world of Coke.
Speaking of diabetes.
Right. If you want to get diabetes in a day, what you need to do is starve yourself the day before and go to the world of Coke in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, and open your mouth very wide at the end of the tour with all the soda fountains from all around the globe.
I tried them all.
Start chugging. You tried
the last
every
time we
one?
Went. Oh yeah.
Did you go as an adult?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. As a child,
you wouldn't have the patience as a child. Would you say there's 50? At least?
Oh, way 100? More than that. So they have it, if I recall correctly, divided up by geographic region.
Yes, they do.
Now, I will say I did not try all of the North American
variants of
because I've had them.
Yeah.
That doesn't...
You've had Mr. Pibb.
So I had the South America, I had the Central America,
Asia.
Europe, Asia. Asia's a weird place, by the way.
Yeah.
Asia, you start tasting things, and then Europe, it's just sad.
What do they have in... I don't remember the Europe section at all.
I'm trying to think.
It was the 90s the last time I was there.
Oh, man. They have... The Europe section, it's all just like... this is sort of a flavored drink. It's a little better than water. Just go ahead and have it. You'll enjoy it, I promise.
Are they flat?
Some of them were.
Really?
Central America and South America know where it's at because it's all fruit flavor.
Oh, and sugary as shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, this is papaya. Enjoy this.
Did they have Inca Kola?
Yeah.
Okay, because we went to Peru a few years ago, and that was the big thing. There's Inca Kola, and it's bright yellow, and it tastes like bubble gum.
Oh, they had that,
and it's sweeter than anything you've ever tasted.
The worst, and I think it was from Greece.
Weird,
right?
Feta cheese.
it's something in Europe. Was Beverly?
I remember Beverly.
It tastes like earwax, and I'm not. I'm not saying that it's not hyperbole.
Yeah, no.
It's actually tasting like earwax in your mouth.
You just pulled a memory from deep within my brain.
That you tried to forget. That you blocked out.
I did. Okay, so here's my experience. I must have been in 5th grade. And we went to, being raised in Georgia, we went to the World of Coke for a field trip. I don't know what they expected us to learn. It may have been for Georgia history class, actually, now that I think about it, because we talked about it in there. And we had to memorize this poem about the rivers in Georgia.
Are the rivers in Georgia all just Coke?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah. And one is Coke and one is diabetes. And there's a river of meth in North Georgia as well.
You hate being by the meth river.
Oh, it just
meth river is so
smells
sad.
like jet fuel. Meth really does smell like jet fuel.
Oh yeah.
So we went to World of Coke. And I remember the bottles passing. It was much like being in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the glass bottles are passing overhead, clinking together. Very magical. There's an old school soda shop in one section they have set up. Is that still there?
I think so.
There's like all the advertising stuff through the ages. There's all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get to the end. The end of the tour is Valhalla. That's where all the soda fountains are.
All of them.
And I specifically remember trying Beverly. And
everyone remembers Beverly.
Well, your first time,
you're scarred.
You'll never forget. Yeah, you're scarred. We had to call them Beverly tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the hot topic on the bus going back, was how awful it was. And I remember in the Asian section, there was some like honey flavored soda that was really nice.
That sounds believable.
It was really good. I liked it a lot.
Basically everything but Europe is good. Yeah. Europe is just a sad place.
They have a strange palate in Europe.
I think a lot of it was German.
Okay, yeah.
And, I mean, obviously, you're not expecting a delicious beverage from Germany.
They don't enjoy anything.
Germans enjoy mass murder. Work. And bratwurst.
Yeah.
Bratwurst.
All those things go together. Yeah. There's no conflict in my mind that all that goes together.
That is all they want.
A day in the life of Germany. I think I learned more about Germany from Inglourious Bastards than anything in my life.
I had a roommate in college that was from Germany. And
really?
Yeah. And so I asked him several times about German history.
Right.
And the answer was always just along the lines of, no.
Don't go there?
No. No.
Would he talk about it at all?
No. We never talked about it.
Really? Oh, my God.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that's not exactly everyone's favorite topic of conversation.
It's not bright and shiny, no.
No.
Yeah.
So...
Oh man! Wow,
I should have just, like, in retrospect, to get him to talk about it, just been like watching Schindler's List every time he came into the room, or reading the Diary of Anne Frank, just trying as hard as I can to bring it up.
You have your bookshelf consists of one shelf, multiple copies. One is the Diary of Anne Frank. On the shelf below it, Mein Kampf. That's.
Night would be somewhere on there.
Night. What is Night?
It's another Holocaust-y book.
Okay.
It's there.
Yeah. There's another book called I can't. We read it in school. It's about like two girls that are friends, and one's Jewish and one's German, and cross the stars or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know.
I just wanted to hear the way they present it.
Yeah.
In their schools.
Yes,
because I mean, it's going to be slightly different than
the way we present it, which
you
is like,
think.
We won!
Yeah.
We're the best! Except for that whole bombing thing.
It would be weird if they presented it the same way, like, the U.S. won! USA! USA!
They kicked our ass.
Now get back to work. This is Germany. We have things to do.
Sharpen your pencil, kindergarten.
Yeah, I wanted to know how they present, but
I still,
to this day,
that's such a bummer.
Not know.
I had a guy, he wasn't a roommate, but he lived on the same hall as me in college. Fifth Dana, baby. And he was he was Chinese, but he was from Taiwan.
Okay.
You know, the political thing there, right? Like, Taiwan was annexed by China, but wanted to be its own country, and
it's not a mess at all. It's very simple, straightforward. No one's confused by it.
Right. And I can't remember what... He had an English name and a Chinese name.
Okay.
Or a Taiwanese name. But all I remember for some reason is his Taiwanese name, which was Lin Wei. But we all called him Wei Wei for some reason.
Wei
Wei. And Wei Wei was like... You ever meet someone that you're like, you're a sadistic motherfucker?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was that. But he was neutered by his love of Halo. So
interesting.
He could have learned, in this small little private college, he could have learned how to take over the world, but he chose instead to learn how to play Halo really well and fail and piss off his dad.
Well, maybe, that's probably a good thing, a good argument for video games.
You know what? That's true.
It's going to prevent people from trying to dominate the world because they can do it on a video.
They can live it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a video game that I play where I can take over the world all I want.
What game is that?
Civilizations.
I have not heard of this.
Let me
I'm
summarize.
not a video game guy at all.
Yeah, let me summarize this game.
Okay.
You control a civilization.
So can you be like the Mongols?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you can start out as George Washington if you want.
Oh, yeah.
You can be Gandhi, who, for some reason, always wants to nuke everybody.
Gandhi wants to nuke?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
That's not right.
Well, it's not historically accurate. Gandhi didn't do a lot of nuking in real life.
He did zero nuking.
Well,
he did
as far as we know.
Okay, well, all right. I'll concede.
I'm not a historian. I don't know for sure.
I just read this book. It was a graphic novel history of the first atomic bomb.
Interesting.
It was really interesting. And there's a great comic book series. Mm-hmm. And if you want to read this, just let me know because I have 2 volumes of it.
Oh.
And I'm looking for an excuse to buy the 3rd.
Okay.
It's called The Manhattan Projects.
Right.
Note the plural. And just let me tell you the premise, and you're going to fall in love.
Okay.
The premise is, what if the Manhattan Project was just a cover for all the other crazy stuff they were doing?
Oh.
We're talking evil Einstein.
Uh-huh.
We're talking a J. Robert Oppenheimer, who is a murderous cannibal.
I like this.
We're talking about death Buddhists.
Uh-huh.
We're talking Masonic rituals with Harry S. Truman.
Obviously.
Are you in?
I do like that.
It's super messed up, but it's super amazing.
Here's my question about this, and it's not really about this at all. You're going to use me as the excuse to buy the 3rd volume?
I should just buy the 3rd volume. I want it really badly.
No, Jen. I have to buy it. Nathan really wants to read it.
See, I loaned it to someone, the first volume, who wants to read it, but he freely admits he's probably not going to get around to it. Mm-hmm. So I might get it from him and let you borrow it. You see what I'm saying?
I hate borrowing books.
Do you? I do too, actually.
I have one I've borrowed right now. I'm halfway through the book.
Okay.
I'm halfway through the book.
How long have you been
I want to be done with the book.
How long have you been halfway through it?
It's like a month.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
It's not bad.
But
what's the book?
It's another science fiction-y book. Galapagos.
Galapagos. That sounds good. Who wrote that?
Why am I blanking on his name?
No. You kind of skirted the whole...
Slaughterhouse 5.
Oh, Vonnegut.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
My brain...
You're on a Vonnegut kick.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, that's why I'm reading it, is I said, hey, Slaughterhouse 5, man, that's a pretty good book.
And that brought...
And he goes, oh, let me bring you this other one.
Great.
And I went, no, now I have to borrow a book. And I feel...
You got very nervous.
Yeah, I already feel a little responsible because I took it over Christmas and my niece pushed it off of something. And now the tiniest corner of the front is creased.
It's like borrowing CDs. How many CDs did you let someone borrow that you never got back?
Every CD I ever let anyone borrow.
Pretty much.
I never got.
I had Tool. Mm-hmm. I had a Tool record, and I had a Perfect Circle. It was a dark period.
Somewhere,
and they never got back.
Somewhere, a man named Chuck that lived in the same building as me in college has several of my Xbox games and my copy of Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my God! Now that's a sin.
I'm not going to say I'm holding a grudge, but we don't talk anymore.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart.
That's all I gotta say.
I mean, bless his heart.
What an asshole! Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. He is just the worst person that God has ever put on this earth.
Yeah. God broke the mold on that one.
Because he didn't want to do it again.
And he swept it into the trash. Have you ever heard that expression?
I have not, but I like it.
God broke the mold on that one.
Oh, I've heard that.
You've heard that, but not the other part.
That was just for him.
You know why you've never heard that before?
Because it's an original?
Because I came up with Thank you. Applause. As I look around your kitchen again, which I can't help doing.
Yeah.
Champagne Velvet, baby. I want that. We need to find that on eBay or something. It'll be like 50 years old, but...
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea at all.
No, that's probably... Did I ever tell you this story? I'm in college mode tonight for some reason. In my college, Berry College.
Right.
Mount Berry, Georgia.
Berry, B-E or B-A?
B-E-R-R-Y.
Okay. That's important.
For Martha Berry, its founder, a lady in the 20s.
You went to a lady college?
No, I didn't go to a lady college. I went to a college founded by a lady. I went to a labia college. So no, I didn't go to a lady college. It did start as like a school for like working class kids to put them through. They could work.
Well, that's very nice.
Very nice. Very wonderful idea.
Ms. Berry sounds like a wonderful person.
Martha was a princess. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We could talk a lot about this.
About Ms. Berry?
Flapping my hand at you. Yeah. Henry Ford gave us a ton of money. Didn't like the Jews, Henry Ford.
No, not a big fan.
Don't know if you knew that. Yeah. Gave us a lot of money at Berry College.
Like the Germans, did not like the Jews, but loved efficiency.
I'm wondering if he was a closet Nazi. Maybe he was.
I wouldn't surprise me that much.
I wouldn't go that far.
But I mean, pretty much everyone in that time period
was.
For some reason, hated.
I don't get that at all.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was accepted, and maybe not accepted, but it was kind of...
No, it was accepted. It was accepted. A widely okay
it's so
thing.
Strange. I don't get that at all. You have much more reasons to hate Christians.
It would be like now...
Yeah.
If there was any group... Well, I mean, I guess it's like the Tea Party with anyone who is different than them.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
It would be like if everyone was like the Tea Party.
Right.
Everyone in the country.
Right. Is it the Tea Party or the Tea Baggers Party? Tea Party. Yeah.
Tea Party.
Tea Party. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That's the correct name.
Okay. I thought maybe the longer name was that.
No.
Teabagging.
That would be the more appropriate name.
Okay. That's just what they do recreationally.
That's what they should be called. The Tea Party is what they are
called.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying that. So at Berry College, great place. Martha Berry, cool person, had a house called the House of Dreams, and you can visit these places if you like, if you're ever in Georgia. Largest campus in the world in terms of acreage, which came in handy when we had to do a lot of walking around and figuring out what we wanted to do with our lives. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nathan in the background is filling up a cup of water. And so... But she had this house up there on this hill called the House of Dreams, which is actually, I think, where she died. And you can visit it. It's really neat.
Death in the House of Dreams?
Death in the House of Dreams. That's a very dramatic title.
Oh, I know, right?
Something. Oh, my God. We have a mystery novel.
There we go.
We should write something together. I would love that.
I'm pro that.
I am pro. You have a writer's desk.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do. It's right in there. I have written at it.
And tell me what you have on your writer's desk.
All kinds of stuff.
You've got... pens.
I've got pens. I've got a little toy man made of little random parts. Did you see the little toy man?
I didn't see him. We'll have to look at him later.
Yeah, it's interesting. Right now I have a tablet on there for the writing.
You have a decanter?
Purposes. I have a decanter.
And a rocks glass, I believe?
It's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got used.
Am I using your rocks glass? Okay, good. So a special rocks glass?
It's magic.
If you can get inside it, you'll go to Narnia.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
It's special that way.
And now we'd like to do an ad. NarniaFurniture.com, guys, for all your fantastical furniture needs.
Are you tired of getting into your furniture and not going to another place? Go to NarniaFurniture.com.
Do you miss your cloven-footed friends? Go to NarniaFurniture.com, guys. You get a free trial if you sign up right now. www.narniafurniture-//.com/Sushi Jackknife if you want 10% off.
10% off. You know you're tired of that closet that just holds your clothes. Why don't you hold an entire alternate world
in your hands? And at NarniaFurniture.com, we won't judge you if you want to crush that alternate world.
Crush.
Ever so slightly between your fingers. We can provide you with another portal into another alternate world.
There goes that fake sponsor.
And the magic of editing. Okay, so House of Dreams, Martha Berry College, inspiring story. Check it out. You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid because the Kool-Aid is your soul.
It's also watermelon flavored.
Ooh, my favorite was always fruit punch. So we were digging around our dorm room, which was built in the 50s.
Fruit punch?
I like fruit punch. It's great. Kool-Aid. Nathan,
go ahead. Go back to your.
Is watermelon really your favorite?
Oh no, it's awful.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, it's my least favorite.
All right, good. Blue raspberry, that's a good one.
Blue raspberry.
Okay, we can agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on.
Yeah.
So we were digging around our dorm room, which I believe was built sometime in the 50s. And we found this little sort of undersized door, not like a short person's door, but like a thin person's door.
Okay.
We somehow got inside it. And inside was a little sort of, not really a closet, more like an abandoned thin person's hallway. I don't know.
Were people really skinny when they built this?
They must have, and tall, because it was tall and thin.
Interesting.
Yeah, twig hallway we called it. Inside we found two large aluminum cans.
Okay.
These probably... Ooh, cat just ran across the room. These probably weighed somewhere in the range of 50 pounds. Really heavy. Took a couple of us to move. It's a square sort of can.
Okay.
With a lid. Dated something in the 50s.
Right.
We were able to pry the lid off.
Okay.
And inside, we found carbohydrate supplement. This was put there in case of fallout.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Pretty wild. And we ate it.
How was it?
It was all right.
Yeah.
You know the Pineapple Lights Lifesavers?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. A little less pineapple.
That is not the flavor I would have picked.
It was actually all right. It was okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. It might have been a lie. It may have been a lemon, or it may have tasted like nothing. I don't really remember.
So you're just making it up.
I'm kind of making up. But we really did find this, and we really had it for a long time, and it really said carbohydrate supplement, which basically meant hard candy.
Right.
Interesting.
That hallway will definitely be in the upcoming mystery novel, Death in the House of Dreams.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think that's the opening
There's
scene.
a secret hidden hallway.
I like this.
You walk past the cans of carbohydrate
supplement.
Yeah. Pineapple flavor.
Yeah. Lifesaver pineapple.
And then at the very end is a window. While peeking through the window, what do you see?
Dun dun.
A man running from the House of Dreams.
Oh, wow. All right, we got to get our logistics here, though, because the House of Dreams, you couldn't see the House of Dreams.
This isn't... It's fiction!
Okay, all right. But it's based
there wasn't really a murder
It's based
there.
on reality. But it's based on reality.
There's going to be a murder in this story!
I want there to be a murder. It's actually a cool place to visit. It really is.
By the way, if you ever run for political office, someone is going to take this podcast and definitely edit out the part where you say, I want there to be a murder. Just for an attack ad.
Like
just that little snippet.
I like that so much.
What does Justin stand for? I want there to be a murder.
They can put it, as long as they loop it and put a beat behind it, I'm fine with that. So, okay, I'll do the beat. You do the
I want there to be a murder. I want there to be a murder.
And that's why I'll never be anything more than I am already.
Because of that one moment in life.
I heard you today. I heard Tanae chuckle a little bit. Guys, Tanae's here. Tanae is trying to work quietly in the background. Would you like you want a nip? Yeah. I went kind of hardcore tonight.
Quick little nip.
Going straight from the bottle.
I just went straight from, it's all alcohol.
And you're the only one drinking.
That's usually how it is.
You know,
I am the only one.
Tanae was telling me that maybe you should slow down a little bit.
It's just becoming like my dream.
Just a little.
this is so allegorical right now. Oh, help me, Martha Berry. Help me, Magic Ghost. Help me.
Wait.
Bless my heart.
Is there a magic ghost in the Murder in the House of Dreams?
I think there could be.
Or do we think that there's a magic ghost, but it's like a Scooby-Doo thing where it's really just the caretaker did it?
You know, there is a caretaker up there. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, there is.
There is. There's a guy who lives up there.
And murders people.
Well, he probably does.
And then runs away.
Wait. He's got to be our red herring, though. He's who you would suspect
would
be the killer.
That's true.
He's not the actual killer.
Well, unless we set it up, you go up to interview him. I was knocked out cold. I don't even know what happened. Look at this egg on the side of my head. Because he talks like that. But I mean, bless my heart. I was just trying to walk up the stairs. Next thing I know, ka-thunk.
And I saw the onomatopoeia right in front of me.
And when I came to, I saw her legs just there. She wasn't moving.
Yeah. She was dead.
Dum dum dum.
Bum bum bum.
I don't know if you can put dum 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 in a short story, but
as long as we put it in brackets or something, right?
Can you put little music notes in a short story next to it?
Yeah. I don't know what the formatting rules are on that, but I think we could do it. Okay, so check this about Barry as well. Whole separate campus called the Mountain Campus. On this Mountain Campus, funded by Chick-fil-A, Mr. Truett Cathy. Stories for another time.
Right.
Mountain Campus, you sign a piece of paper saying you will not. This is a scholarship program.
Oh, boy.
You keep your scholarship provided you do not have sex. Or become intoxicated.
Right.
Throughout your time there.
Well, I did that for my college.
I did that on day one.
Yeah. Everyone at my college did that, and then roughly 10% of the people followed all of the rules.
Here's the interesting thing about sexual repression. You end up with a bunch of dudes running around this campus almost all the time, completely nude.
So it
sometimes in the day, sometimes in the night.
It turned into a weird,
yeah,
repressed nudist colony.
Not only that, you can find this news article too. Google this, people. It's got to be on YouTube. There was a news story a couple years after we graduated about a guy attempting to excise demons from girls at this college.
Is that what they're calling it these days? Excising demons?
This guy was so serious.
Right.
So serious about excising demons.
Wow.
It's pretty intense and pretty weird.
You know what the worst part about all of this is? The whole time you've been talking about this, all I want is Chick-fil-A now. It's all I want.
If you support Chick-fil-A, you support exorcism.
And delicious chicken.
And a pretty good milkshake, if I don't mind saying.
Yeah. By the way, the secret nudist campus also in the short story.
Oh, it's got to be in there.
You have to go infiltrate and investigate there.
This is turning into a novel really quickly.
Oh, very quickly.
Yeah.
Not a great novel, by the way. A very mediocre to poor novel.
Did I tell you about my last story? Did I tell you about Calgon Bring Me Back?
Yeah, you did. Right. Well, you told me.
Well, you're the only one that should know.
Right.
I'll have to bring it for you, by the way.
Okay.
I'd love to hear you tear it apart.
That's a weird, like, masochistic way of looking at it.
Mental masochism.
I'm gonna bring it so you can just destroy it in front of me. Just make me belittle me, make me feel terrible, and then I'll go home.
I'd prefer it if you didn't even destroy it in front of me retroactively, and I could read your notes later. You
want me to just go ahead and tell you what's wrong with it now?
I want you to.
The spelling's abysmal. Abysmal.
I want to see. No, what I really want is I want you to go into Word and like do the corrections in red, and then I have to click on each one to be able to see what you said.
I like that. I like it.
Just for the folks at home, quick premise: what the story is. There's a thing called Calgon. If you look this up, you'll see Calgon, take me away, was a slogan for these bat bathing products. And my idea was, what if it really took you away? Bum bum bum.
I don't feel like that would be the correct music for that.
It's a
da, da, da. Yeah, that's more. It would be more light and airy.
It's a pretty goofy idea. Flutes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with that.
Maybe some dissonant flute notes. I can't make the noises, so.
Well, we have to do it together. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really bad. Yeah. No one's gonna like that. No one wants Calgon now. That's for sure.
I have a character too that I'm working on, Daryl Rutledge.
I like the name.
You like Daryl?
I like Daryl Rutledge.
He's content. That's about all I got.
Daryl Rutledge is content.
Yeah, that's all we got so far. And I think he might find himself involved in all these sort of situations. Maybe this is his kickoff story.
Maybe
it was either this or it was a giant ghost Elvis centipede story.
See, I don't know. I still like the Elvis centipede.
You do?
Well, I mean, then. As much as
if you like the idea, I'll write it.
As much as I'm going to like any Elvis centipede story.
Well, I don't know if you've ever heard that concept before, so I think it's pretty
this
original.
Is the only one I've ever heard.
Yeah, good. So, all right, we have a premise. We have another project.
Right.
Project.
Which is what we need, by the way. We need more projects.
We had a regular.
I was running low on things to do.
Me too. Me too, Paolo.
I get to tomorrow clean up motor oil out of my garage.
Was one of your cars leaking motor oil?
Well, yes, but that's a whole separate issue. That has nothing to do with it.
A really interesting look right now.
So, for those who don't know, which would be anyone besides the people in this room, when we bought our house, we purchased it from the single most disgusting family that has ever existed.
Yowza.
I don't know who we purchased it from.
Whatever. This family that lived here, and I feel slightly bad saying it, only slightly bad. They are the reason the term white trash exists. If you were to draw a picture of what you expected it to look like, if there's a white trash family living somewhere,
Caucasian detritus,
you would then see this family and go, oh, I was way off. It's way worse than that. So anyway, last weekend, I went to go clean our garage, and there is a pile of just crap that they left there. Just like cans of paint.
Okay, I was going to say, is it human feces? I mean,
but they're probably right. Somewhere.
Be descriptive.
And this is after our realtor's assistant cleaned most of the crap out.
Oh, wow.
We need to was in the corner.
Oh, my. The stuff she wouldn't touch.
What we need to do is get Tanea a lapel mic so that
wireless.
She can continue to do chores.
We can borrow it from church.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If we were just talking and then in the other room we just hear Tanea being like, I wish they would just shut the fuck up. Why the fuck is Justin here all the time?
The story has been 15 minutes long and they haven't even gotten to one point.
By the way, I think our first guest is booked.
Oh, really?
Next week. We probably have to do it at my house.
Should we tease it later?
We already teased it. We told the whole damn story.
Oh, yeah, I guess we did.
He's got to bring something to the table now.
What if he shows up and doesn't want to talk about that?
I hope it's...
You ask him about it and he just goes, no comment.
I don't want to... I didn't think that's why I was brought here. I thought you wanted to talk about my collections of action figures.
Do you guys talk about politics?
Not
I was
really.
hoping to talk about... there's a lot of politics.
I'm a member of the Tea Party. The official name is the Teabagger Party.
I don't know if you knew this. There's a big election coming up.
That's pretty exciting.
Anyway. So, last weekend, I went to go clean up this pile of crap.
Your tar sands in your garage.
Not literal crap. Mm-hmm. Just things. I got things cleaned up. I got to this one corner, and they had left the thing that you use to dump your oil in when you change your oil.
Oh, like the circular reservoir thing?
Yeah, the plastic, whatever it is.
Right.
And I go, well, I'm going to move this to the front of the garage so I can clean up back here. I pick it up. There is just oil everywhere.
Oh,
I don't know where it came from in there.
No.
So that's my project tomorrow, is going out there with kitty litter to soak that stuff up.
Soaking it up.
Yeah.
and shoveling it off.
All that to say,
yeah,
I need another project because pretty soon I'm going to be out of oil to clean up.
No. Well, it's funny that we're talking about projects because before we started tonight, we were both saying how we didn't think we had anything to go on tonight. Mm-hmm. And I had actually thought about talking about projects in a sense.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about how I love them so much. I love
just
having
any project.
No, specifics. But I love having projects. Okay. You know what I mean?
You like to be needed.
Mm-hmm. And then I thought, where is the root? Yes, I do. Yeah. And I like to have a purpose and a goal. Mm-hmm. I like things too that are like completable.
So what you just said is you like not just drifting through life as a meaningless blob.
That's right.
You want to get 1 to 2 things done.
I prefer not to be amorphous.
Yeah.
And I really took that advice that we got in school because we're from the Gold Star generation.
Yes.
I really love that advice of like little achievable goals.
Oh, I never got that advice.
You never heard that advice?
No, the advice I always got was, it doesn't matter how hard you do it. You're a winner for trying. That was all I got.
Okay.
I Midwest suburb.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I'd say that's a Johnson County thing, but no one else would know what that means.
Johnson County
County, Kansas. Check it out.
JKK.
That's where I'm from. The rough streets of the 66062.
Is that your zip code?
Yeah.
Mine was 30540.
There was a lot of crime.
Gilmer County, Georgia.
It's this county that I grew up in. There was a school where there was an issue with pill abuse.
Ruh-roh.
Because these children had parents that were also abusing pills because they had the money to just go buy antidepressants all the time.
No.
It's that kind of county.
Okay, so you grew up in Pilltown.
Yeah,
I grew up in...
you were next to the Meth River.
I was next. I was adjacent to the Meth. The Meth River was right across town. You could float the Meth River for $3.
It wasn't too far from Diabetes River.
And a can of Sudafed. And... yeah, it wasn't too far from Diabetes River.
But they intersect.
Yeah, when they come together, they create the River of Death.
Right.
Yeah. And you pay... The river Styx, and you pay the...
Here is my coin. I'd like to go across, please.
You pay the boatman, who, as it turns out, is Gary Shandling.
Always.
I know that's pretty random, but that was my life. And my history teacher was always there, Mr. Becker. Good
old Mr. Becker.
He was actually a really great teacher.
Yeah.
So, projects. And I was thinking about how... By the way, let's just stop for a second. I am so proud of us. We keep getting back to the threads tonight.
See, I was thinking...
We're doing better.
I was thinking, I keep derailing the train, and you're like the engineer going, I don't know how we got off of this track, but I'm going to get back on there somehow.
It must be the bourbon, because I don't remember being...
You're very focused
tonight.
And I...
Focused.
Am just as scattered as always.
Well... If we keep flip-flopping this, if we keep this chemistry...
This is the dynamic.
This is it, yeah.
The dynamic is I have the attention span of a 3-year-old, and...
I have a 4-year-old?
You're going to be focused on...
All right.
On things.
But sometimes you're going to be focused.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to happen. That seems likely.
The projects thing. I was thinking about where did this originate from, because now a lot of my life is projects, and I love it. It's fun.
Right.
But I'm like, I probably started projects in high school. Mm-hmm. Must have been. And then I started thinking, what projects did we have in high school? Well, there is a film, Nathan, what you might call a low-budget indie production.
Okay.
That we have to watch.
I'm
it's
interested.
It's a full length, and it's called Summer Tape. And what it is you have a white demon cat attacking you.
Yeah, she doesn't love
this
that.
Is the most I've seen this cat since I rescued it from hell.
I don't know what the cat is doing.
She's out of food.
Oh, okay. She's out of food.
Just go ahead.
So Summer Tape. This was me and my friends in high school, and I had a video camera. And I had a car. That's pleasant. Yeah. Please keep doing that.
Just keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm feeding the cat right now.
That's the perfect shaker in the song. So it all started when me and my friend Roy started riding around in boredom because there wasn't a lot to do in our town. We had to make our own fun.
I fed the cat.
You did.
Yeah.
And we're all very proud.
Thank you.
And we started off just by filming people's license plates because somehow that felt a little dangerous, but not too dangerous. And then we went to the bank one time, and I decided that I would put on like this is so stupid. Oh, I realize this now. I put on like a hat and like glasses and gloves. And I had asthma growing up.
Okay.
And so I had an inhaler.
Right.
And we went to the bank and we decided we would take all the envelopes. Well my grand, the free envelopes.
Okay.
That you put your deposit in. We decided we'd take them all, and I felt like we needed to be all covert about it and stuff. So I put on all this garb, and I looked up at the security camera and I puffed my inhaler on the security camera because I thought it would fog the lens.
So somewhere there was a security guard going, "What the hell is that kid doing?"
These fucking kids.
Did he just point his inhaler at the camera and then take the... Okay, he took the envelopes.
So this is all part of the film.
Right.
This is the beta testing. This is the early stages of the
Was
film.
there a plot? Or
no, God,
this was it.
We did a lot of different stuff, and I cut it all together using 2 VCRs.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And I had this video camera that had like an audio and a video out. Mm-hmm. And I fed that into a VCR and then into another VCR, and somehow that was my editing rig.
Right.
Okay?
I get this.
I took a little video class in high school.
Yeah. I took a video class in high school.
There you go.
We did a lot of the same kind of stuff.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and we had segments where like people were just beating each other with like beanbag chairs. We were 16 at the most.
So you, like the people in my class,
yes,
had watched the show Jackass at some point. And
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so.
See, I feel like everything that was done in that class was like, hey, you know, it'd be funny. Let's just go punch someone in the nuts.
Well, this was all sort of semi-organic, and we have to watch it.
Okay.
And I want to do like a commentary.
Okay, well,
because I can tell you the stories, and you can be like, "This is so fucking ridiculous."
You know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should upload it along with our commentary.
Oh, I'd love to do that
so people can watch it.
It's not in a digital format,
right?
It's never been,
right?
So I took up the editing,
right,
and I also took up the soundtrack. Well, at the time, I had a 4-track recorder.
Okay.
We love those still.
We do.
And I recorded like noise, like randomness, like drums and bass and guitars. It was all just noise. And I realized you could take the audio, you could remove the audio out from the video camera and replace it with whatever you wanted.
Right.
So I did that, and I had like little title sequences that were just pieces of paper with words written on them. It was so ridiculous.
I like this.
So that's where I think projects were born for me.
See, I did the same. We had the same projects, and that's where my lack of finishing projects was born for me. Was we used video production class to do the same kind of thing, but mostly just so I didn't have to be in a classroom. Yes. I had a friend that would follow me around, and I would do dumb things in the school as we wandered about. One of which I specifically remember, 16-year-old sense of humor, pretty sophisticated. Stood outside the restroom at lunch, interviewing people as they came out, asking how things went, if they had a comment.
Oh, it's a budding young
just going for the sports type of interview, hoping that someone would just go, well, I gave it my all, went in there and gave it 110%. I just left it all out in the field, That never happened.
You know, my team really came together on this one, and it's all about teamwork, guys.
You know, it's not like I did my part, but it was all a team effort in there. Yeah. Just all of us came together and got that taken care of.
We did. That mystery meat never stood a chance.
So,
Nathan got famous for one of his videos.
Nathan got famous for one of his videos?
That's the word.
In college?
Well,
we need to upload that.
Talk about this.
Fame, and there's not much to talk about. Oh. It's lip syncing.
It's only one of the reasons that I started falling in love with him.
Danae started falling in love when Nathan made a video. Yeah.
I wish that someone had written that song before our wedding.
I can finish it. I can write the whole thing.
That would have been perfect for walking down the aisle.
It's just the story of your love condensed, you know?
It wasn't all that great, but she still was okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, there was it was a staff appreciation video.
Okay. For who?
For the school.
Okay, for the school.
It played at the chapel.
And this is college, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was lip syncing. Let's see. I'm trying to think. There were 3 songs. Yeah. Stop it.
I just called to say.
Now I'm not going to think what the first one is because was that the first one?
Yes.
Oh no, the second one was
Chicago.
You're the meaning of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You're the meaning of that. It's very whiny and terrible. And then the last one would be 5,000 miles.
And I would walk.
Yeah. So I was lip syncing to these throughout the video.
Okay.
I didn't think it was that great.
But you showed
Apparently,
it anyway?
it made men want to be me, and women want to be with me.
Oh, that's great. That's what I want in life.
It was
so bad if you hadn't have gone to the front of the chapel.
You went to the.
Do you want to talk into a microphone or
tell the story today? Tell the story. I need a whiskey break anyway.
At the end.
Closer to the microphone. Get your face next to it.
At the end of this video, the whole chapel erupted. Like, they exploded.
Literally, it was a massacre. I'm surprised you didn't see it on CNN. It was bad.
Then the chaplain comes up, and he's applauding, and he's like, Nathan, I think you need to come on up here so that the staff can show you how much they love that video.
So I did.
What does he do? The whole staff is lined up at the front, right?
All the professors.
Staff appreciation, yeah. What does he do? He comes and high fives every one of them down the row.
Well, I don't know.
You little attention whore.
I don't understand. I mean, I guess I could have just gone up there and stood there. But to me, at the time, this is my thinking.
Yeah.
I could just go up and stand there.
You could have.
And bask in the attention.
Yeah.
Or, if I did that, I'm gone very quickly, and it's all over.
Is that what you really wanted at the end of the day? You just wanted it to be over?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any reason to go stand up in front of a chapel of,
You're right.
religion majors. And
this is interesting. We both went to private, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sort of Christian-oriented schools, right?
Well, no, very Christian.
Okay, yours was very... Mine was...
Mine was...
had Nazarene in the name.
Okay, theirs had Nazarene in the name. Mine was bland vanilla Christian-y with a heritage.
That was in the name, right?
That they didn't honor.
Yeah.
It's a long name.
Yeah, it's not catchy.
Admittingly, yeah. It was... Berry College for the bland, vanilla, admittingly Christian history school.
Really should have chosen a
basically none. Really, we're modern. That's what but we have a heritage that we'd like to preserve.
We were pretty progressive for a Nazarene school. We had pool tables.
Whoa. Dancing?
No.
Oh, really?
We weren't that progressive.
My senior year, they allowed organized dancing. Like line dancing and swing dancing.
Wait a minute. Is this why you guys... Wait a minute.
I don't dance now because I was taught that if I dance, I spend eternity burning in a lake of fire.
Guys, I really hope...
The denomination that I grew up in is like Footloose.
Wait a minute, because
and I was not like Kevin Bacon. I was just like the third guy in the back of Footloose. That's just like, okay, I don't really want to dance anyway. That's fine.
I'm afraid.
I didn't really want to do it. I want to go to hell. My hips don't move like that anyway. I'm very white.
Very white. Very vanilla. Vanilla. So this is wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that extreme because we should mention we go to the same religious worship house, and
that is a way to put it, I guess.
Where everything is half off. All coupons honored.
It's double coupon week.
Being a good Southerner, I came from the Baptists, who basically do whatever they want, but then they just go repent.
Right. You don't do that.
It sounds like that's not what the Nazarenes do.
Actually, as a Nazarene, I'm kind of supposed to save you.
Because I'm a Baptist?
You were a Baptist?
Yeah.
So, is there a thing about Baptists in the Church of the Nazarene?
There's a lot of...
It's an unspoken thing.
Okay. He's speaking it right now.
It's not unspoken. It's very spoken. It's just not on the books.
So what's wrong with Baptists? Because I
don't know. Nothing's wrong with any of it.
No.
Because the once saved, always saved thing.
Oh, the once saved. So you have to keep going getting saved.
Calvinist theology.
Because everything sends you to hell.
In the Church of Nazarene.
Yeah.
You take a drink of alcohol, you're going to hell. You smoke, you're going to hell.
I'm way the fucking hell.
You say a curse word, you're going to hell.
That comment you made about going to hell just right then, sending you to hell, ironically.
If you had sex before marriage,
whoops.
There's no coming back from that, man.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, there is. You just have to repeatedly, all right,
repeatedly. Is it? We seem to be in a more like non-denominational situation where we go now. Is that because it doesn't seem that extreme?
It's super lax.
Super lax.
Well, it's
progressive. Yes, we are progressive, and I like that.
Yeah, it's not so much focused on the burning in a lake of fire for various things.
But you guys came from the traditionalist.
Well, no, mine was the church I grew up in was not a traditional church. Mm-hmm. It was the hip church. So
what about
it's a traditional church, but we don't sing hymns.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, we sing.
Contemporary.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I like the hymns.
Me too.
Okay, good. All right. What about you, Tanae? Was your church pretty traditional growing up? Very.
Yes. Men wore suits.
Come back to the mic.
Men wore suits.
Yeah.
My mother forced us to wear pantyhose.
Men
Sunday.
Also wore pantyhose, by the way.
Yes.
That's
Weird
my
church.
kind of church.
Weird church.
Lots of old people who were like my parents' generation's mentors type thing. Hymns. I love hymns because that's what I grew up with in church.
Also love hymns.
Yes, very, very traditional.
And I never knew any hymns until I was in college.
I won the Phineas F. Brzee Award in Caravans.
And who the fuck is that?
He's the founder of the Nazarene Church.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's
pretty hardcore.
By the way, anyone who thinks that the name Phineas F. Brzee is not one of the best names ever.
Say it again.
Phineas F. Brzee.
Oh, it just makes my ears tingle.
Isn't it great?
It's nice. It's very nice.
I kind of wish that was my name, but I'd be associated with a lot of stuff.
So I grew up Baptist, but I grew up country Baptist, you might say. That sometimes referred to hard shell.
Okay.
Bless our hearts. And
bless your hearts.
My grandfather, who I actually love and respect, is a preacher in the Baptist church, and he does. Guys, it's not tongues. I'm just going to say it's not tongues. He doesn't speak in tongues, but he does do this thing where he goes, ha! And the ha and the who and the ha and all this stuff.
Well, that's
very animated.
No, that's not speaking in tongues.
It's a southern thing. Yeah. We're back.
By the way,
again. Yeah.
we also don't speak in tongues.
Okay.
Tongues.
And we don't handle snakes. I just want you to know, because everybody knows you handle a snake.
We don't do that either.
You pretty much die.
We don't get really excited either.
We do get very excited. Yeah. So every Sunday you'd have this old lady being like, are you saved? And I would just lie and be like, yeah, I'm saved, because I knew she would leave me alone. But my grandfather is like the like tried and true version of this tradition. You know what I mean? Like, he's like the real deal version, whereas like a lot of other people are just kind of showmen,
right?
Kind of full of shit. And but he's like the real deal, and he'd be like, "Nah, man, you know, it's all in your heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
Church is in your heart." And I was like, "Yeah, I like that." So I don't have to go. Right?
I am carrying it around with me.
Right.
You got the wind chamber right here.
I got a wind
Next
chamber.
to the wind is the church.
That's right. And then the empty one that needs your aspirations and your adorations.
Six chambers in this heart right here.
I have a 6-chambered heart. Most of them right now are filled with bourbon. Okay, I just want to come out right now and say it. This is the best episode so far. There's a lot of chuckling.
I hope that's the case. I hope everyone enjoys the episode.
I hope people enjoy Sushi Jackknife in general, because it's really my only hope.
You do have the empty...
Standing on the chair. What chair? The suicide chair. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Guys, he's sitting down. We don't have to be worried right now.
No,
we don't even have a good rope around here.
The closest I have is a mic cable.
I've got twine somewhere, but that's not going to do anything.
I could just go eat all the oil in your garage.
Yeah, you can lick it up if you really have to choose a way to kill yourself right now. That would be a really handy way for me. If you could just go lick that up.
I want to make it opportune for you. I really do. You know, if I can make your weekend better.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
That's my parting gift to you.
I'd be like, well, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
But at least the oil's gone now.
I can't even take it anymore. Sushi Jackknife, Sushi Jackknife, Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah.
That's kind of what goes through my head every time we get ready to record.
Yeah.
Sushi Jackknife, Sushi Jackknife.
I was wondering today while I was driving in my car, knowing that our name has been verbally berated by those who love us.
Our closest allies.
Yeah. Wondering how many times I would have to say it in a row on a podcast before people stopped even stopped registering with everyone.
Right.
Like just Sushi Jackknife, 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 Sushi Jackknife. I think if I did it for like 5 solid minutes,
I think so.
It would just be a random noise to people, and it wouldn't mean anything anymore.
Well, it means very little.
But that's the issue: is people are trying to figure out what it means.
Part of what I think this show even is figuring out what it means,
right?
Because we've already added a few layers of meaning.
There are a few.
There are some layers.
I'm not going to say what they are.
I picture like, all right, I'm going to lay down a beat in a second.
Oh.
All right, and I picture like, you know, in like Kill Bill, I think it's Volume 2 with Elle Driver, you know, where she's whistling that thing.
Okay.
Know? And it's kind of like hangs. There's like a lot of reverb on it.
So yeah.
And there's like a lot of reverb. I'll put reverb in post, guys.
Okay.
I'm not messing around.
I'm excited about this.
So I'm going to do a beat, and you're just like...
Just hold it out? Hold it out? Okay.
High and long.
Well, I can't go that high.
We'll do whatever you can do.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. This is a lame beat.
How am I supposed to... Oh, that's very good. It's a club beat. Sushi Jackknife.
That's it. There.
It's so...
There you go.
So awful. That's the stuff that nightmares are made of, right there.
It's so grating and horrible. Like, have you ever heard a soundtrack to a John Carpenter movie?
Right.
It's that.
So basically, I guess what we're saying is, if you don't like our name, we're going to make you like it in the most irritating fashion we can. So just learn to like it. Just learn to like it already so we can stop doing that. It hurts my throat, it can't be good for yours.
Well, it hurts that chamber of my heart, the north by northwest chamber of my heart. And, yeah, so please just accept us as we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we ever get, I hope we get at least a few, listeners, but if we don't, then, fine. I brought you a present today.
Oh, yeah.
And this is...
I'm going to hold it up to the camera.
A comic book? Yeah. There's for a visual medium here. This is Boris the Bear, guys. Anybody stuck with us long enough to know about Boris the Bear? Boris the Bear, and what's the...
Boris the Bear slaughters the teenage radioactive black belt mutant ninja creatures. Oh, critters.
Critters, yeah.
Issue number 1.
Issue from Dark Horse Comics. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And when did this come out?
1986.
I was 2.
And I was not even a twinkle in my parents' eyes yet.
When were you born?
87. I mean, depending on when this came out. I may have...
Okay, this is so
Does
weird.
It say what month?
This came out... no, I don't have the month.
I'm gonna figure this out.
This is issue 1. This was $1.50 in the USA, $2.15 in Canada.
I'm going to figure out when this premiered because...
Okay.
If it's late 1986, I
would love to know that. I would love to know that this comic book that means nothing to anyone is older than you.
Well, it's older than me for sure.
It is older than you for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it might not be older than my conception.
Tanae, you were born in '84, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, me and Tanae is the same age.
Older than you.
You're slightly older than me. What month were you born?
September.
That's right, September. I was born in October of '84.
You have to be more specific on Wikipedia when you type in Boris the Bear because apparently there's also a children's character. Called Boris.
All right, here we go. I want to give the credits and then I want to read the synopsis. Boris the Bear. Story, Mike Richardson. Script, Randy Stradley and James Dean Smith. He was trying to be cool. Art, James Dean Smith. Still trying to be cool. Letters, John Workman. That's what letterers do. They just work. Edits by Randy Stradley. Production, Bob Weisner, Louise Kim. Hey, a lady. Publishing, Mike Richardson. All right. Kind of dipping in your own pot there, Mike. Here we go. Just a few years ago, a comic book with the title Teenage Radioactive Black Belt Mutant Ninja Critters would have raised an eyebrow or two. More than a few chuckles would probably have followed. Today, the same title would more than likely elicit a sickly groan. After the original Radioactive Animal spoof group appeared, the concept was copied, recopied, used, and reused. Each month, it appeared that the well was finally dry, that there could not possibly be another publisher willing to put out another poorly done book about assorted turtles, mice, hamsters, kangaroos, gerbils, rabbits, penguins, etc. Each month, another half dozen copycat titles were announced. Enough is enough. Several months ago, I approached Randy Stradley with the idea for this book. Randy was working long hours on the first issue of Dark Horse Presents, and as I explained the story to him, I saw the blank, tired look on his face replaced with a twisted, wicked smile. Enthusiasm! Randy and I were in agreement that this book needed to be done. The time was now, but who would be the instrument of our divine justice? Nathan?
Are we acting this out?
I would like you to read the rest, yes.
Okay.
We're just reading the inside cover.
Where are we at?
I think your third paragraph.
Enter James Dean Smith. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Enter James Dean Smith. James was working on a strip featuring a tough little comic collecting bear named Boris. I explained our noble cause to him, and the very next day, work began on Boris the Bear Slaughters the Teenage Radioactive Black Belt Mutant Ninja Critters. Now be forewarned, some may feel this book is too violent.
Uh-oh.
But we wanted there to be no mistake. When Boris kills them, they stay dead.
Oh my gosh.
If you like your heroes to get punched through buildings, shot and stomped only to get up unharmed and hurry off for tea with Aunt Matilda, which I do, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Aunt Matilda's not in a comic book, I stop reading immediately. This is not the book for you. Isn't it ironic that a satirical, funny animal approach to violence comes closer to the real thing than the standard mindless punch 'em out so prevalent in today's comics?
I don't know if it's that
ironic.
Funny. Ironic. Maybe a touch.
We hope you have as much fun reading this book as we did preparing it. Next month, Boris will be back with an all-new adventure. See you in 30.
Well, that
30
was
somethings.
That was mostly disappointing.
Fun fact, by the way.
Yeah.
I did the math. This came out in July.
Okay.
Which means I was alive when this book came out.
Booyah!
I was living inside of a uterus.
You were in utero.
Yeah.
Which is the best Nirvana record. What? I said it. Nah, it's not really. I don't know.
It is one of them.
It's a Nirvana record.
I would say it's top 10.
Out of 3?
Yeah. It's definitely in the top 10.
4, I guess. Yeah,
I mean, top 5 maybe.
Totally.
Maybe.
Our band, by the way, does a cover of Molly's Lips, which I think you should all hear. I'm flipping through here. There's like a reference to Knight Rider, which ties back into Hasselhoff, by the way. There's a reference to the Smurfs. There's some sort of character with Deedly Bobs on his head.
It says on the Wikipedia page that there's a reference to the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, which was a thing.
That's a thing. All right, here we go. I think I have the adolescent radioactive hamsters. Hey, Bruce, tell this bear to get off my foot. Sure thing, wacky. Only how can he do that? And how come we look so much better in this book, Cluck? I don't know. Maybe that bear knows a better artist, Squint. So the names are Bruce, Wacky, Cluck, and Squint.
Okay.
All right, granted. And Boris says, I'm going to hand it to you and indicate the panel where you should start reading that one right there.
Okay.
Please.
The fledgling fluoroscopic brownie button rodents. This is the voice I expect Boris to have.
Well, he's a stone cold killer. I mean,
at least the assassins were originals. You guys aren't even worth my time, rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat. That's the gun.
So, prior to the internet, this wouldn't have needed to... The only reason this exists is because there was no internet to complain on.
Line up, boys. Let's get this over with before the 3D issue.
I have to say, Dark Horse Comics has come a long way since 1986.
Haven't we all? We all?
And on the back, there is a little ad. It says, "Are you mutant, radioactive, black belt, ninja, superpowered, funny animal?" These are all check boxes. If you checked any of the boxes above, then Boris the Bear wants you dead.
Hi, I'm Boris the Bear, and I would like you dead. So, don't be those things. Thank you, please.
And with that, I think this closes another chapter in the magical book, the lovely tome, the leather-bound Bible that is Sushi Jackknife.
Yes.
Thanks for following us today. Thanks for being with us. You can email us, sushijackknife@gmail.com. Next week, we will hopefully have on our shit specialist.
Is that his official title?
Pumbaa of Poo Poo.
Oh, I like that one.
Jason.
Pumbaa of Poo Poo.
I can't believe I even came up with that right now.
Could we have business cards printed for him?
Lovely. If we it would be so great if we presented them with him with that at the beginning.
Yeah.
But with him, you know how you and I start as soon as we interact with each other?
Yeah.
We need to wait.
We need to warm him up
because we don't know how he's going to be.
That's true. I'm a little bit nervous about having a guest.
I am too.
I tend to I don't know if you've caught on to this. Make fun of things and or people. And he doesn't know me.
He's never, in fact, met you at all.
No, so this could be rough.
And there's some fun little coworker-y relationships there.
Yeah.
Because, we're all sort of interconnected in this weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very incestuous.
Much like our relationship. Yeah. So hopefully that'll happen next week. If not, then we'll talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, we do that.
Until then...
jackknife.
Good night, everybody.